Jai Hind, everyone. Now, how I should put it before you? Should I congratulate Pakistan or should I be again anguished over what Pakistan has been doing? They have done it again. After 78 years of administrating a region over which they do not have a legal right, now they have decided to hold elections. Yes, elections in the region of Gilgit-Baltistan. Because nothing says democracy like running a vote in someone else's house. So Pakistan has been doing the same. They are now looking for vote in somebody's else house. And if you can think about it, okay, if I just break into your neighbor's house, park myself in the living room for almost 8 long decades, and then hold a family meeting to decide who gets the better room, who gets the better couch, would you call it legitimate? No. Instead of calling it legitimate, you would call the police. But Pakistan is now calling this illegitimacy of theirs as their internal matter. But this is not just the ending part. What is even more dangerous is they are doing this now. They are doing it in this month itself. Right when the world is busy worrying about everything else. Okay. Now, this seems to be the perfect timing for Pakistan to do this when nobody else is keeping a watch on them. Now, the best part is that these elections are supposed to empower the people of Gilgit-Baltistan, the same people who have been denied basic fundamental rights, basic amenities, basic constitutional rights for generations, the same people whose resources have been quietly shipped off to feed the CPEC, and these resources are being sold off to ensure that Islamabad gets a good military budget. So this is what Pakistan is best at doing. The entire Pakistan is run through the Punjab province. And like they have been ignoring the other provinces of Pakistan, they are doing the same with the Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir region that they call it the Gilgit-Baltistan. Now, let us pretend a legislative assembly election are conducted, and let us also assume that a legislative assembly is a possible solution to the problem of people of Gilgit-Baltistan. But it is like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound and now calling it a surgery. Pakistan, who is not even able to cater to the needs of their own people, are now planning to decide the future through a legislation for the people of India, for the people living in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the people whose land has been illegally occupied by Pakistan for over 8 decades, and now Pakistan is planning to legitimize their illegal occupation. But India completely and categorically calls it an illegal occupation. This, whatever happens tomorrow, whatever Pakistan does to this region will be null and void. But as usual, Pakistan says that these are their internal matter. Okay. So, moving on to this discussion, Pakistan has now decided to conduct elections in the region of Gilgit-Baltistan. And now the Pakistan says that these elections would be conducted to establish a legislative assembly in this region. Now, India has stated that the region of Gilgit-Baltistan is part of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, and as already and as always, it has been reiterated by India. It is an integral and inseparable part of India. Now, moving ahead, in this session, I'll closely discuss with you that what Pakistan has been doing, how India has responded, and what exactly is the status in this entire region. Okay. Now, what is Gilgit-Baltistan? So, this is originally the part of the erstwhile princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, and post-independence, it became part of India. Now, this region has been illegally occupied by Pakistan since 1947-1948, and this area is approximately 72,000 square kilometers. Okay, so this is a very, very long area. Okay, long area that has been under the illegal occupation of Pakistan since 1947-1948. Okay, so in this, if we see this region is of great strategic importance for India because it borders China near the Chinese aggression around the CPEC, the Chinese ambition of CPEC. Okay. Moreover, Pakistan since 1947-48 has been illegally occupying this region, and now this region is being used to satisfy the needs of Pakistan as well as their masters China. Now, in this region, Pakistan since 1947-1948 or since their occupation has not provided anything in concrete to this region. Okay, in this region, Pakistan has been holding this region since a colony, like a colony of Pakistan. So, despite its huge area of 72,000 kilometers and immense strategic importance bordering China and being part of the China-Pakistan economic corridor, Pakistan has deliberately kept it without any constitutional rights. Okay, and since then, Pakistan, with the Chinese support, has been exploiting the natural resources of this region. Okay, so what Pakistan has been doing now, by the so-called election, Pakistan has announced elections for Gilgit-Baltistan Legislative Assembly, and that is scheduled on June 7. Okay, that is tomorrow. Now, this move is seen as an attempt to give a facade of legitimacy to its illegal occupation and part of the efforts to strengthen control amid the growing local discontentment around the CPEC project. India views this as a blatant attempt to change the demography and the political status of this region. Okay, so basically, these so-called elections I and I wash against what China has been doing in this region. India sees this as a deliberate and unacceptable attempt to change the demographic and political status of a region that is originally part of the Indian territory. Now, there has been a rising local discontent and to further the CPEC projects that has been taking place over this region. Okay, so by this attempt, Pakistan is trying to tighten its control over this region, and by and large, this region will again be made a toy into the hands of China in the coming times. Okay. Next, if we see what is India's core legal position. Okay. Now, India's position is rooted in the undeniable historical and the legal facts. Now, in 1947, the then princely state, Maharaja Hari Singh, the princely state that was being ruled by Maharaja Hari Singh, he had signed an instrument of accession and legally had merged the entire princely state, including Gilgit-Baltistan, with India. Therefore, any political activity or any attempt by Pakistan to hold elections or change the status of Gilgit-Baltistan is illegal, null and void. Now, India demands that Pakistan must vacate all areas under its illegal occupation. Okay. Now, what India has done, okay, and what is India's strong response to this? Now, there has been a diplomatic protest. A strong diplomatic protest was lodged with Pakistan. The Ministry of External Affairs have issued a very sharp and unambiguous statement declaring that Gilgit-Baltistan is an integral part of India. Secondly, the non-recognition. India will not recognize the results of these. Now, India has made it clear that it will not recognize the results of these elections and rejects any unilateral attempt by Pakistan to alter the status of this region. Okay. Now, the question comes why India is opposing. First and foremost, Gilgit-Baltistan is part of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. Second, any action by Pakistan violates the sovereignty and territorial integrity of India. Third, it sets a dangerous precedent of changing disputed territory status. Okay. Now, India has already been fighting the dispute over territory with Pakistan as well as with China. So, India sees this as an attempt to instigate the status of the territories that are under the control of China as well. So India sees that such precedents might force the other countries as well to play with the sovereignty of the country. Next, it also contradicts Pakistan's own claims and the international commitments. Okay, so by and large, we can understand that this is not just about elections, it is about defending our core national interests. Okay, now this is basically to protect the right of people in Jammu and Kashmir and the future political resolution that might take place in this region. Okay, so what is the reality? If India has been lodging these complaints, if India has been highlighting this issue since ages, then what is the actual reality in this region? Now, in this region, Pakistan has been politically exploiting the people of this region. Okay. Now, while Pakistan tries to project these elections as the democratic responsibility, the reality on the ground is very different. Okay. Now, there has been political exploitation, economic exploitation, and also humanitarian exploitation of these people. The Ministry of External Affairs has rightly pointed out that such moves cannot hide the grave human rights violation, the political repression, economic exploitation, and denial of basic freedom rights to the people of Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Okay. Now, these so-called elections are basically aimed to create a false narrative of democracy while Pakistan will keep on continuing and suppressing the genuine ambitions and aspirations of the local population. Okay. Now, as expected, Pakistan has rejected all these claims. Pakistan has rejected India's protest. Islamabad has termed India's remarks baseless and unfounded and insisted that these are an internal matter. Okay. So they have also repeated their usual rhetoric about the UN resolution on Kashmir. However, none of this changes the legal and historical reality. India's position remains firm and India's position remains unchanged. Okay. Secondly, now India's sharp retort at the United Nations has already been done. Now, after lodging their protest, India did not limit its response to bilateral channels. At the United Nations, India's permanent representative P. Harish has delivered a strong rebuttal to this entire false narrative of Pakistan. P. Harish has very clearly asserted that all matters relating to Jammu and Kashmir are strictly internal to India, and they have warned that Pakistan must not peddle with false and biased narratives regarding the Indian territory. Moreover, this also shows that India is ready to counter Pakistan's propaganda, not just diplomatically, but also upon the global stage. Okay, so India has taken up very strict decisions. Okay, India has lodged a diplomatic protest. Principle of non-recognition, India will not recognize the results. Rejection of any unilateral change, so they will reject any attempt to alter the status quo of this region. Okay, so by these actions, India would very clearly portray their political will and the resolve to safeguard the sovereignty and integrity of the country. Now, if we also have a look over these, we can understand that India's position on Gilgit-Baltistan is very clear and absolutely unwavering. Gilgit-Baltistan is and will always remain an integral part of India. Pakistan's so-called elections are an illegal exercise. Whatever the result may be, India will not recognize them and India will continue to strongly oppose any such measure taken by Pakistan and to defend the sovereignty and integrity of the country. So, final message with this is that Gilgit-Baltistan is India, and any attempt to alter its status is completely unacceptable. So whatever Pakistan does will not be accepted by India at any cost, at any stage. Okay. So, what are your views upon these issues? What are your views upon these illegal elections being conducted by Pakistan? Do let me know in the comment section. And if you are preparing for the Civil Services Exam 27-28, okay, the GS Foundation batches are in English language are starting from today. These batches are based upon our smart model approach, which includes structured classes, complete hand holding with mentorship, assessment, revision, and tests. Okay, the courses are priced at 11,999, but you may use the code SRM Live to avail the best discount and the best price for the course. Okay, so this was all from my side today. We'll see you all in the next session. Jai Hind.